Good afternoon. It's a real pleasure to be here with you today, and thank you to Monique for such an eloquent description of the retail report that's just been produced. It's a pleasure to be here to join in this conversation because it's such an important one about opportunity and economic mobility right across the US. And you might be asking yourselves about why Walmart is here, and some of you may even be a little cynical about that. But I'm here to say that we absolutely believe that we can make a difference in this space. Not only can we make a difference, but we absolutely believe there is a need for us to do that. Now, you might be able to tell from my accent that I'm not from Northwest Arkansas. I am indeed from the UK. I've been in my role for about 2 years, and in that 2 years, I have visited every state of the US and the District of Columbia. I've been everywhere, talking to associates, talking to customers, visiting our stores. And what I can tell you is that this is not a localized problem. It's clear that there are issues here in every corner of the country. So what's it got to do with retail? Well, I think the report summed it up really well. 15 million Americans are employed in retail today. A quarter of those are people under the age of 25. That's a really important statistic. Equally important is that indirectly or directly, 1 in 4 jobs in the US is supported by retail. But the one that really got me is that 59% of all US adults have worked in retail at some point in their lives. And what that tells me is that if people even aren't still in retail, they've taken the skills they've learned into other roles. So whether you're an employer or whether you're a person looking to enter the workspace, retail is a really important option. And the question that we all have to ask ourselves is this industry doing enough to train people? And I don't just mean training in how to do your job in specialist skill pockets, but how to really build foundational skills. People skills, communication skills, customer service and teamwork, and personal skills such as integrity, responsibility, and accountability. Because whether you see a future career as a retailer or the future holds a different path for you, those type of skills are invaluable and transferable. Our responsibility is to make sure that we get this right for our associates, for our customers, and for our business. And since we made the $2.7 billion investment that Monique mentioned, I'm asked frequently, what do you put first, your people or your business? And the answer is really simple. It's both, because they go completely hand in hand. For us, the narrative is changing that our people are an investment, not an expense. And that is what's driving business results. We've seen our customer experience scores increase for every week for the last 90 weeks. And we've seen in our quarterly results that our sales are responding to the initiatives that we've got. So how do we think about a career in retail? I think of it in 3 parts: how we hire, how we train, and how we promote. Hiring is important, and I could talk for ages about it, but there's one thing that's really important, which is you don't actually have to have an education, a formal education, a degree, to have an opportunity in a retail career. I have 3 executive vice presidents who work with me. They run a $300 billion business between them. All 3 of them started as hourly associates. 2 of them have college degrees, 1 of them doesn't, and he frequently likes to remind me he went to the College of Life. And that's really important. We love education too, that's fantastic, and we're a great supporter through our program of lifelong learning to let people further their education as they go on to great things with the American Public University. But our narrative is about hiring for talent and training for skill. That's really important because it opens up a career to everybody. That brings us to training. This year, we introduced a program called Pathways. It's for our entry-level associates. It takes a minimum of 6 months to complete and a maximum of 18. It teaches soft skills such as business dress and customer service, and hard skills like retail and business fundamentals, as well as actually how to do the job that you've been employed to do. It's a mixture of computer-based learning and sales-based learning. Now, I'll be the first to say we've had some teething troubles with this because actually doing something at this scale is really challenging. But in the last month, we've started to see our first graduates from this program, and when they graduate, they're eligible for a pay award, and they're eligible to join our quarterly cash bonus scheme called MyShare. But Pathways is only the start. It's the entry-level start. Equally key is that first supervisory role that somebody takes. And at Walmart, a department manager is responsible for a department which has got a multi-million-dollar turnover, can lead up to 30 people, and be the first line for customers and for associates. It's a really responsible job. Our job is to make sure that they're in a position to succeed. We've just landed a new program which we call the Academy program. Academies are purpose-built, dedicated facilities attached to a store that's certified to be a training store. Every single new supervisor that starts at Walmart, that's come through the ranks or joined us externally, will receive 2 weeks of paid training in one of these dedicated facilities. Again, it's a mix of sales floor and classroom, and it's all trained on up-to-the-minute technology. And you have to remember, this is not kind of part of the day job, this is completely taken off the day job and actually trained to be a supervisor, trained for success for the future. And this has really surprised all of us. We've got 11 of them to date, and we'll have 200 of them by April next year. But take a look in people's words.
I was not entirely sure how to talk to people and lead them. I was more of a team player, and Academy has definitely prepared me for leading my associates.
My job now is easy for me.
I learned to be really enthusiastic. I learned to have a lot of confidence.
Felt like when I went in that I wouldn't learn as much because I was a support manager and I was going in learning the department manager roles, but it taught me so much. It prepared me in a way that I could actually spread my knowledge to other associates.
I learned so much, and even stuff that I already knew, I still learned more about it. It made me way more positive. I had a different outlook towards my customers and towards my associates.
It's the best thing that Walmart's ever done. I feel like you're just on the breaking edge of something new, something that should have been done years ago, but we're doing it now.
What we do inside the store is going to make a difference company-wide.
They're quite incredible. And I was lucky enough to be at the graduation that you saw there, which is in Fayetteville in Arkansas. Not only were we there, but we invited all of the graduates' family and friends to be there as well, and it was really special. Because not only do you recognize the skills that people have learned, but actually you celebrated and recognized the achievement that they'd had as well. And that's important, because that's what breeds confidence for people to go on to the next stage of their career. Not just the skills, but the confidence to be able to do that. It's powerful and it's compelling. And by July of next year, we will have trained 250,000 frontline supervisors through that program. The content is just for them, but it's also at a place that's local to them, because these purpose-built facilities, for most people, will be within 55 miles of their home store, which means whether you're a single mom, a student, whoever you are, you don't have to travel far, and it's open and accessible to you. And where does it lead? Well, it leads to promotion. We want people to progress. Last year, we promoted 200,000 associates, 58,000 of them into management positions. Still today, of our management teams, 75% of our store management teams started as hourly associates. So whether you want to stay in retail or not, we want you to be better prepared for having worked in retail. And we know that what we're doing is good for our people in the short term. But it's also good for our business in the longer term and for the wider economy. I'm learning, as I do more of this work, that this space is complex and it's difficult. You know, who you hire, train, and promote is only part of the conversation. Wages, scheduling, technology, and expectations all play into this. Walmart is on a journey, and we've just begun it, but we've begun it with purpose and we've begun it with passion. Many of you here have helped us on that journey. We're really serious about it. And we'd like to work with more of you. We want to know what we can learn from you, but we want to share the learnings that we've had along the way as well. We've got a lot to do. But we know that economic mobility and opportunity is going to be a huge issue for a generation to come if we don't take action now. And we want to be an active partner in finding those solutions. It's a humbling and very exciting time to work in this space, and we're really glad that we are. Thank you very much for listening, and I wish you a great rest of the day. Thank you very much.